We've been talking about ourselves as spiritual beings, talk about spiritual presence, spiritual realization. Now the question comes, where have all these spiritual entities come from? We have properties that are quite distinct from matter. You can't explain that this conscious being with its knowledge and its happiness comes from matter. There's no connection there between the properties of matter and the properties of consciousness. And there's lots of us. In this group, there's lots of us. So where have we all come from, and what is sustaining our existence as conscious beings? And the natural conclusion is that there's a universal divine being. Now, again, there's a huge prejudice against that in material society. And I want to push back those boundaries a bit and point, really, we can make a safe space where we understand that these objections, it's like a knee-jerk reaction, skepticism, without any real foundation. First of all, children, they naturally believe. People say that they've been brainwashed into believing, but actually studies of children show that they naturally believe in like a divine presence. They naturally believe in a creator. They naturally believe in the laws of nature. They naturally believe that that things are created. When we talk to the Supreme, when we talk to the Divine, we get a response. Prayer actually gets a response. I'm not just talking about praying for something, but talking like a friend. If we treat the Divine as a friend, we get a friendly response. Einstein made a very interesting comment. He was asked by somebody, what is the most important question that we can ask about the universe? And Einstein said the most important question is this: is the universe friendly? So really we can see that there is a friendly presence which is helping us and supporting us. This body, for example, the body holds itself together for so many years, 50 years, 60 years, 100 years, and then at the moment of death it starts decaying. So what is it what is that miraculous force that's holding the body together? The Nobel laureate, St. György, Hungarian Nobel laureate, he said that life is a revolt against the laws of physics, and death means that the revolt subsided and the laws of physics again took their sway. In other words, life is a miracle. From a scientific point of view, it's a miracle. This body is a miracle. The universe is a miracle. Our mind is a miracle. Creative artists, mathematicians, scientists, they get inspiration. They get creative inspiration. They don't know where it's coming from. Prominent artists say that they're simply channeling the creative energy from the Supreme. Scientists, many depend on flashes of inspiration. Great theorems, great understanding has come miraculously. There's no understanding how it came that somebody is not even thinking. Like there was one famous mathematician, he was just getting on a bus, and suddenly the solution to a whole very abstract mathematical problem just appeared in his mind. And there's no way of connecting that solution with what he'd been thinking of before, although he'd wanted a solution. There are many examples like this. If we look from a scientific point of view, the universe itself is a miracle. Roger Penrose, he calculated what is the probability, or what are the odds against a universe appearing that could support life. And he came up with this number, 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 123. That's not just 10 with 123 zeros. That in itself is an inconceivable number. It's 10 with 10 to the 123 zeros. It's such a vast number you can't even write it down. If you wrote a zero on every proton, there's no writing it down. So from a scientific point of view, from a mathematical point of view, we see that there's a miraculous force holding life together, giving the universe just the properties that it needs. We're surrounded by beauty. We're surrounded by wonderful things. The medicinal properties of the herbs, the nourishing properties of the fruit and vegetables around us. All these things show that actually there is a supportive, friendly presence. And it's perfectly reasonable and effective to talk about this divine being, which is the basis of our conscious life, and it's also the basis of the universe in which we live. So now we want to get some more understanding, and also get some more experience of our connection with the divine. When Einstein was talking about science, he said that through science, he could sense an intelligence, a miraculous intelligence behind the universe. He never accepted the idea, it seems like he never accepted the idea of a personal God, but he did go so far as to say that there's an intelligence behind the universe. We can see this in a very simple way. It takes so much intelligence to understand the laws of nature. Gravity, what's going on in the atom, and the amazing things that are happening in biological systems, leaves, plants, human beings. It takes so much intelligence to understand those forces and interactions and phenomena. So, if it takes that much intelligence to understand them, then it must take that much intelligence to maintain the whole thing, but working on a universal level, at a universal scale. This is a simple way that we can understand that there's intelligence, a conscious intelligence behind the universe. Now, what we're going to do now is to appreciate the gifts of the divine. Not just talk about them, but we're going to talk to the divine, talk to the presence of the divine. We're in the presence of the divine now, whether we're aware of it or not. So what we're going to do is talk like to a friend, that I really appreciate the wonderful gifts you've given. Some of the things that we can appreciate: beauty, wonderful situations, miraculous events that we're really thankful for, and the possibility for learning, for development, for spiritual experience, for fulfillment. These are some of the things that we can mention, and we're just going to address the divine in the group, address the divine and be grateful, express our gratitude for these wonderful and beautiful things that we've received as gifts from the divine. There is a simple exercise, we can say, simple activity that makes us more aware. It expresses that this group is a group of individuals all together in the presence of the divine. You know, this is a universal gesture. In the Vedic wisdom tradition, it's called pranams. We offer respects to the divine, or any respectable personality, offering respects to the divine. When I was practicing Zen, Gashor, same thing. It's a universal gesture. Now, if you just do that, supposing we're offering respects, adoration, love to the divine. If you just do this, and just be aware how it feels. We put our hands together, what happens? Most people, when they do this, they say, oh, I can feel energy, I can feel warmth. There's some energy that comes, something happens when we put our hands together. And now what we're going to do is, sitting in the circle like this, we'll offer pranams, respects, love to the divine, and then we put it into the group, putting our hands together with the hands of the next person. And just sense what you feel, what you experience. Again, pranams to the divine. Let the energy be there in the hands. And now, put that energy in the group.